Philadelphia. It is a Friday morning for me. A good afternoon, good evening to you. Anytime you're listening to this before the Detroit Lions game for Sunday night football. And something caught my eye. I turned on the studio equipment immediately because I just want to read this with you. I only read the first paragraph and I go, there it is. I was like, somebody's got to explain this to me in the context of the Philadelphia Eagles and what's going on with them offensively. Because as I've been watching Lions tape here for the last, 12 hours, it's very noticeable that they were having some of the same struggles. A lot of parallels here with the Lions and the Eagles. Ben Johnson, if you've been living under a rock, amazing play caller. He's actually doing pretty well in Chicago. I'd say Caleb Williams is the one that needs more of the improvement, but I don't think we need to question Ben Johnson's play calling ability. Kellen Moore, same thing. Even if you just look at what he's doing with the Saints this year, you can clearly tell he was a major part of why the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. You know what AJ said. I'm getting fucking AJ fatigue, and so are you. So whatever, it is what it is. But this article caught my eye because the Detroit Lions that are having the same problem with their offensive coordinator, at least their former offensive coordinator, after they lose to the Vikings. The hell is your name? John Morton. There it is. Sorry. So he is also a first-year play caller, just like Kevin Patullo. Before the season, trying to replace Ben Johnson is absurd. And is it really hard to replace Kellen Moore? Fuck yeah, it is. They get, not their ass beat, but they're just average lows all over the place. And they had to make a tough decision after the Vikings game because you're 5-3. You know you need Jared Goff to play better, etc. And what do? They go, we're 8 games in, fellas. My name is Dan Campbell. I am the head coach. That dude doesn't even have the acumen of Nick Sirianni. Doesn't even come close to play design or anything. And he decided, we need to make a change. I'm going to take the play sheet. Jared Goff basically semi-agrees with it and says, let's go. It's my job. Let's go figure it out. John Morton has no issue with it at all because he knows trying to replace Ben Johnson is fucking impossible. It is impossible. And though it's the Commanders and it's Marcus Mariota, first game with Dan Campbell, 44 points. Everybody kind of runs what they feel good about. And this article goes on to say that, yes, the players bailed me out. Dan Campbell is at the press conference saying, Jared Goff bailed me out a couple of times. I'm not going to call the right plays. And I wish to God that the Philadelphia Eagles had this same feel. I don't believe you when you say you have a winning formula. This is not a winning formula. You cannot go into a game and expect to win a close one when your point differential is fucking 29 points right now. You cannot go and expect to win the way you are playing. You can win the way you're playing. You have one of the best defensive minds in the fucking league and maybe in history of this era at your disposal. So yes, you can do that. You have amazing players. One that isn't getting used, vocally loud about it. And everybody just keeps saying, well, this is a winning formula. No, it's not. If it doesn't feel dominant, if it doesn't feel the way it's supposed to feel, why do you just keep running into the brick wall? That's what I don't understand. When you can have Dan Campbell come over and take the play sheet and the offense feels better. This isn't a statistical thing. This shouldn't be looked at as an EPA thing, a points per drive thing. It doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. And you're still winning games doing it. And the answers that we keep getting from that side of the room, and I'm pointing to the offensive side of the room, is horrendous. Horrendous, because as we've described this week, if you listen to anything that A.J. Brown has said, it's all relevant. And yes, public, we can keep debating that or keep it private or whatever. But he is telling you this offense ain't fucking changing because of Nick or Jalen or a combo of both, or maybe even Kevin Potato. But the easiest way to solve this issue is to take it out of Kevin Potato's hands, because then it's either solely on Nick, solely on Scott Loeffler. It gets objectivity back into that room, which it desperately needs. It keeps driving on ego, and I hate that. And after completely disagreeing with Jeff McClain on Tuesday, I now thank him for the question on Thursday of Nick getting a little defensive, saying, are we having a debate here? Yes, Nick, I'm having a fucking debate. This entire fan base is having a debate on why it doesn't feel like it's going to the right guy, and then you saying we're doing all the right things. You don't trust Jalen Hurts? Is that it? It's just, somebody just needs to say it out loud. We keep tiptoeing around it, and I respect AJ this week for just like explaining himself. That was great, but I'm just saying, why can't we make this simpler when everyone disagrees on what's happening now? You can't drag people 7 different directions. You need to take the thing that everyone agrees needs to go and get it out of the way. And I feel like Nick is not doing that. 1-1. John Morton in Detroit, Kevin Potato in Philadelphia. I'm not asking Kevin Potato to be Kellen Moore. I think it's ridiculous to expect it. I know that dynasties need a Josh McDaniels, this is the only job I know how to do for this organization in order for that to happen, and maybe this is his first go at it because he's not going to get a fucking head coaching job after this. I'm okay dealing with it to a point. But it's not as if Kevin Potato can't have that opportunity right back the next year when A.J. Brown gets traded, or he doesn't. It's not hard. I'm not ready for it yet. Got my ass kicked in my first year. You could easily sell this to the fan base. Listen, Nick Sirianni went through the same thing. First 6 games of his career, everybody decided that Shane Steichen should be calling the plays. We did that. Why aren't you doing that now? It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. It smelled like shit in 23. We knew it immediately. You waited too long. Same thing here. My main critique of all of this. It doesn't matter that Kevin Potato failed. He's supposed to. He's gonna learn. He'll probably get better from this. I'm not throwing Kevin Potato down the toilet. It's just not good enough right now. While you're competing with this Detroit team that suddenly said, we need to do better. And all of this bitching and moaning, Eagles are going to fucking win because I just love Vic Fangio versus Dan Campbell, first of all. And second of all, Jared Goff turns his back to Jalen Carter. It's fucking over. You want to run play action against this team? I fucking hope you do, because between Zach Bond covering a injured Sam Laporta and Cooper DeJean being all over Amon St. Brown, not this week. Might be another fucking 10-7 one. Might be 12-15. I don't know. Something dumb. Maybe a slugfest, or maybe it's just an all-out offensive war, which I would really, really appreciate. But I will say, I just hope there is a little bit of magic between AJ and Jalen, because Detroit's secondary is a little banged up, and it was one of the best games of all time to watch that opener in Detroit in 2022 and just watch them go to work. Now, granted, that was single high coverage, and no one was really paying attention to AJ Brown, and that was long gone. So I just hope for one game we can see fantasy football, AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts with this Detroit secondary. I am not expecting it. I'll take the score under 20, hold them under to 17, shit our brains out, and hope for a win. That's all we need here. And I don't care about the rest. Post-playoffs, we're fighting southpaw. We're going to go back to the right hand. I feel like that is in here somewhere. And by the way, not by design, not by strategy, just we're dragging this thing out until it literally makes the rest of our players break and change the offense. We're so close. One win in Detroit. We'll feel good about the blowout against the Raiders, and then we'll come together to make fun of Justin Herbert and the Chargers, all right? It's going to be there. This is a pressure-packed hot air balloon, and it's on its way to winning another fucking championship. Bring me the drama. Bring me somebody's head, and fuck your kneecaps. We're going to rip your balls off. Ah! Go Birds!